imprisoned for 10,000 years. Banished from my own homeland. And now you dare enter my realm. You are not prepared. Prepared!
One month ago, a terrible explosion tore open the skies above northern Kalimdor. At that moment, the great ship Exodar plummeted from the heavens and crashed upon the world of Azeroth. Having fled the ravaged world of Outland, the noble Draenei used the dimension-traveling Exodar to reach safe haven. Inspired by tales of the heroic alliance that stood against the might of the Burning Legion, the Draenei have come to enlist aid in retaking their shattered homeland. Dedicated to preserving life and upholding the tenets of the Holy Light, the Draenei hope to gather a new coalition of warriors to battle the Burning Legion and put a halt to its horrific Burning Crusade. Armed only with courage and their unshakable faith in the light, the Draenei look forward to finding the Alliance and ushering them towards the destiny that awaits beyond the skies of Azeroth. Now, the fate of two worlds rests in your hand.
Hello and welcome, I'm Chris. Today we're playing the newly released World of Warcraft Burning Crusades Classic. Yes, it's time to level up and venture through the Dark Portal. We'll be playing as a Draenei Shaman, using all the fun abilities of the class, including totems, chain lightning, chain healing, wolf form and many more. So let's get questing. We can jump right in. We've got a few classics already. So we start off with our lightning bolt, our healing wave and our gift of Denari, which is quite a tidy little healing ability. Pop that over here. I like to keep my heals around here. I might actually keep that here as a quick heal. There we go, slightly better now.
Each day
You survived. Never mind the injuries, brother. It is a miracle that any of us are alive. It didn't look like you'd pull through. You've been in suspension for weeks. Something happened and the Exodar crashed. Many have died. But I'm relieved that you are alive. With you leading our efforts, I'm sure we'll get to safety soon. Pronitus asked me to send you to him when you awoke. He's waiting for you at the bottom of the hill. Just follow the path southwest.
Dionys Akar.
Dionys Akar. It really does bring back memories playing this. I think it's a really fun starting zone. It's such a unique species and class in the game. I think everyone's going to try it once.
The Legion's end draws near.
By my eternal soul, it is good to see you. I don't know why the Exodar crashed. Only those of us that were in this part of the ship remain. There's not much time if we're to save everyone that we can.
Favor the road, traveler.
Acquire 8 vials of moth blood from the nearby Vale moths and give them to Pronitus at the crash site in Armenvale.
Remember the lessons.
Sounds like a fun little quest to get us started off. So I think as a class we'll be playing, or as spec should I say, we'll be playing as Enhancement. It's a fun dual wielding class where you get to use all your spells, get really close up to the enemy and do huge amounts of damage. Volatile mutations. The irradiated power cores from the Exodar have been wreaking havoc on the environment here. The most obvious effect has been the appearance of the strange creatures that seem to have sprung up near them. There may be something we can do to help them, but now the sheer numbers are becoming too much for us to handle. I'd like you to go out and cull their numbers somewhat, and perhaps I'll have another idea after giving it some thought. Kill 8 volatile mutations.
Upon your family.
So what we can do so far is I believe we can auto attack, do a bit of lightning damage. We have a shield we can put in at some point. We can't dual wield yet, that will come later when we spec into it. Okay, so we're set up, we've got Questy installed. It's the only add-on I'm going to use just to make things a little more smoother for leveling. And we'll grab our first enemy. I think it's going to be a bit of a busy area, but there's usually plenty for everyone. I do like the Shaman class. I've played it a few times over the years, and I think it's one of those classes where it can be something for everyone. You can have a really good melee class or a fun ranged class to play. Healing is really fun with it as well. You've got some great healing abilities, especially with the use of totems like mana regen, health regen. I'm sure there's one, I think it's called like spirit or spirit regen, where it will actually take off other players to balance out healing as well. But I'm interested to see what it's going to be like through BC content. There we go. He was giving a bit of thought, that last one. Should he do it? Should he not? Professions for our character, I think what we need to focus on early on in the game, I kind of think of it like phases. So for the first phase, it's going to be about accumulating gold so we can get all the good fun talents and spells, should I say, and amount any bits off the item house, the auction house, and then we can look at getting things like really useful end game professions. So I think we'll start with skinning and herbalism, and then later on maybe moving over to mining and jewel crafting. Do you need some of these mutations? I was considering playing as Elemental, and it is a really fun class, but I think it's one of those classes that it really shines once you've got enough talents invested, once you've got enough intellect gear, hit and spell power. Until then, it does feel a little bit weak and a bit squishy, so at least with melee, we can get some really great auto attack damage in. Plus, it is fun to hit stuff. Let's be honest. That's always a bit of good luck on a new character when you get a small brown bag straight away. It will also be really fun to explore the Draenei starting area, which I haven't done for quite a while, so we can check out the story, the area, and the progression into the main world, and then maybe do a bit of questing around Westfall. It would be good to stay near the dead mines. I always like to do dead mines kind of around 20, so we can fill up some gear slots with some common green gear and some rare blue gear, and I think it sets us off a nice tone for leveling through the game. Plus there's some really fantastic bits of questing and lore in that area. Looking at the server list today, the anniversary servers are quite full. I think everyone's playing on the Burning Crusades classic game mode to try out the new content, reliving that nostalgia. Can we get this? We can't get it. My gosh. Probably in sync with a few more players where we're all doing the same game loop. Leather pants, pretty nice. A lot better. I quite like that RP style. I won't be reading through every quest. I'll just kind of read through the main ones, like class specific, main story specific, and we can get through and enjoy the atmosphere of leveling. You finished? That's good news. Hopefully we can find a way to avoid killing of these mutated beasts in the future. I believe I have formed a plan that might give us an alternative solution to the problem, but I will need your help.
Good help.
A little bit laggy today. The nearby lake is being contaminated by one of the ship's power crystals. Many of the plants and animals of Armenvale have been mutated because of this. I have a theory on how to heal the lake, but I must have some samples from the mutated lashes for analysis. They can be found to the west of Armen Fields. Will you help me, Shaman? Gather 3 corrupted flowers and return them to Apprentice Vishael at the crush site in Armenvale.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Have you harvested the necessary moth blood for the healing crystals yet? With the survivors scattered all over the Vale, time is of the essence. Regrettable that these creatures had to die so that we may live. Indiscriminate killing is not the Draenei way. However, the blood you gathered will replenish our healing crystals, so their deaths will not be in vain. Quite a nice pair of boots.
Be kind to those less fortunate.
Deliver the bundle of vials to Zaldun at the crush site in Armenvale.
Blessings upon your family.
This is a pretty good race for me to play as because I can just about pronounce the names. Some of the different races in the game I have terrible trouble with, so it's going to be a fun one to try out.
Each day is a blessing. Remember the lessons of the past.
Hello Shaman, what do you have there? Is it for me?
Safe journey.
Good work, this will do nicely to replenish the depleted healing crystals. But now you're here, I think I have another use for you, if you're willing.
Be well.
Use your Gift of the Naru ability on one of the Draenei survivors spread throughout Armenvale, then return to Zaldoon at the crash site in Armenvale.
Lionis Aka.
I have to admit, it is one of these abilities that I kind of neglect and forget to use. It's a kind of emergency thing I really should use a lot more. It's on a 3-minute cooldown, not too bad.
What do you need, stranger?
This is a really cool skin design, I think. Shaman training.
You'll come back.
I am Furman Var, and you are wise to seek me out. It is my calling to provide instruction to Shaman, especially those who are just beginning to learn. Shamanism is only now being relearned amongst the Draenei. You are brave to follow its path, as it is not popular amongst your kind. I will be here when you feel you are ready for further training.
So long. We survive.
What can we learn? Rock Biter Weapon, that's going to be a classic Shaman ability. And what's next? Earth Shock, Earth Bind Totem, and Healing Wave. Really nice. We have Shadow Resistance, Gem Cutting. Lasts 30 minutes, really cool. And it's quite a nice animation as well, I think.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Inoculation.
Good health, long life.
Zanar needs our help to salvage parts from the Exodar. Tyrix prepared an inoculum that can be given to the Nestlewood Alkin that live in the area of a lot of the salvage. Just get close to the unaffected ones and use the crystal on them. Use the inoculating crystal on 6 Nestlewood Alkin, then return to Vindicator Aldar and we get some nice potions.
Lionis Aka.
Was there any more? Yes, there was.
Greetings, friend.
Spare parts.
Seek the path.
We managed to recover a damaged holographic emitter from the crash. If we repair it, we'll have a chance to find other survivors outside of Armenvale. There were devices from the ship that could be salvaged for spare parts in the area, but the local Algin carried them off before we can get to them. You must go south to the Nestlewood Thicket Hills and find the spare parts. Collect 4 emitter spare parts.
May your days be long and
Cool, we can do that. Can we get any profession training here? That's the question. I don't think we can.
May you find what you seek. Be kind to those
May you
less
find
fortunate.
what you seek. Remain vigilant.
Okay, so what have we got first up? Let's get these corrupted flowers. See if we can heal a few people.
Not forgotten us.
The last thing I remember is the ship falling and us getting into the pods. I'll go see how I can help. Thank you. My gosh, look at all these players. Wow. It's almost like playing back in the day when the servers were just full all the time. Did we get another back? We absolutely did. Wow. It's that Burning Crusades lock. I'm not going to lie, I am looking forward to getting some totems. I always think planting your totems as you enter battle is just such a cool feature for any Shaman class. Getting your Strength of Earth down, your Armor totem, your healing, or your Wind Fury. It just looks good. I am considering potentially going for we'll probably have to do it, go for a really good two-handed weapon to kind of level through, to get those nice big white crits, until we get a good one-hander and shield at least, and then the dual wield spec later on. The only trouble is that you can miss a few hits, which can be a bit painful if you want to kind of plan out an attack strategy, but when you do get a hit, it can really cause some very good damage. Perfect. Okay, so maybe hand in, and then we can check out these areas. I don't think we've got a new weapon to use, which is kind of a shame, but the Worn Mace with a Rock Biter enhancement. Really cool.
Open your heart to the light. Save journey.
This looks like a fine specimen. Thank you for performing the field work.
Dionysaka, greetings, friend. Blessings upon your family.
These will do. Thank you, Shaman.
Be kind.
Disperse the neutralizing agent at the irradiated power crystal. Then return to Botanist Terrix at the crash site.
Seek the path of the light.
They weren't trainers by any chance, were they? I don't think they were. It's like March of the Draenei here. It's incredible.
All prices here are reasonable. Favor the road.
It's incredible how in Classic and BC, and kind of in Wrath to a degree, the smallest of changes can make the biggest impact. So just having 2 extra bags like that really helps us out in terms of exploring and building up our loot and gold supply.
Open your heart to the light. May your days be long.
The light be praised,
and
you've
your
done what
hardships
only a
few.
true hero could have done. The Draenei you saved owes their continued life to your selflessness. Please, take this supply pouch. You look like you could use it more than I.
Safe
Wow,
journey.
we're battle wearied already. Oh, how wonderful is that, my gosh. Another pouch. kind of lagging a little bit. We're at 32 milliseconds latency, which it should be quite good for a game like this. We're not really, it's an MMO, so we're not really doing anything in high precision like a shooting game.
Must not give up.
First totem quest is already. Call of the Earth. The time has come. You have grown to the point where you are ready to commune directly with the elemental spirits of this world. But be warned, I can sense that the manner of our entry into this world and its unfortunate side effects have angered the spirits and caused an imbalance of the elements. You are to create your Earth totem. You must first speak with the spirit of the Vale. You will find it in the sacred grove, nestled in the hills to the northwest. Speak with the spirit of the Vale. So what can we get? We can get an Earth Shock. I don't think we need a totem. We can just kind of use this at will, and that's really nice for us. What I like about this is obviously it causes 17 to 19 nature damage, but it also interrupts spellcasting and prevents any school in that spell school being cast for 2 seconds. So even just in general for like PvP, it's a lovely interrupt to use, or if you're in a dungeon. Call of the Earth. We could kind of do that now, actually. I'm tempted to grab that and get that done. It would be a really nice little spell in our arsenal.
Be well.
Yeah, let's try it. It's north. We've completed most of the stuff up north. Let's grab that. I know on some of the Orc Shaman quests, they can be somewhat challenging. Lovely music, very relaxing. Barely fits the screen. You are bold to seek my wisdom after what your people have done to these islands, stranger. Still, there is much to be said for your bravery, so I will impart to you some knowledge. The earth beneath your feet forms the foundation for all things. The sky, the waters, even great fire, all rest upon its shoulders. While those others often form chaotic tempests, the earth abides. It grants strength and fortitude to the core of your being. Now you will prove yourself, Shaman. The balance of the elements has been disrupted by the violent intrusion of the Draenei to the Vale. Your crash has caused the spirits of Earth to be enraged and turn upon the other elements who have come to quell them. You will learn that an understanding of the elements can only come when all are in harmony. Thus, it falls to you to seek a balance. Behind me in the grove you will find the restless spirits of Earth warring upon 3 elements. Help restore the balance. Slay 4 restless elements of Earth, and then return to the spirit of the Vale and the sacred grove. That's cool. And I just have to say, I really love this model style. I believe this is one of the later totems that will give you this as a kind of emergency kind of DPSer. But for us, that is much later in our story. It's ironic that we have a spell that does nature damage, and I think this is nature immune. It's nice to have help. Okay, perfect. We'll leave those guys to it. They know what they're doing. I love the way they style the game. If only life had these gigantic question markers to know where to go and what to do, things would be so much easier. You have done well. By thinning out the restless spirits, you have helped to heal the imbalance between the elements which your people inadvertently caused. Throughout your journey as a shaman, you must keep this in mind when calling upon our power. The balance must be preserved. I will give you a piece of my physical being that you may create your earth totem. Return it to he who sent you there. You and I will be bound together for all time. Throughout your life, the forces of earth will be at your disposal. The balance will come when your bones return to us at the end of your days. Wow, very zen. Use our power wisely. Deliver the earth crystal to Firmenvar at the crash site in Armen Vale, and you will get stone skin totem. Brilliant. And I'll get my physical totem. That is a really cool way of doing it. And it's impressive to think that really, throughout the whole of BC, you're going to have that in your slot. And all the way into Wrath, you'll have it and use it and advance it. And is it maybe Cataclysm or Warlords of Draenor after that, possibly, where it gets changed into just a standard spell slot? Together the broken and the Draenei will regain a deeper understanding of the mysteries that the elements hold. Have you turned with that which is necessary for the creation of your earth totem? You have done well. In helping to restore the balance of the elements at the grove, you have also created a balance between the earth element of this world and the Draenei. Perhaps this will help to bring understanding to those amongst us who do not approve of our ways. I will create for you a totem through which you will be able to call on the power of the earth to do your bidding, and with time, more of the mysteries of the earth will be revealed to you. Now, take your totem, Shaman. We've got it. First one. That's actually pretty quick in the storyline as well. So we've got our earth totem, we've got some great bags. I feel like this character, I've said this in a few different episodes, but I do have my own personal belief that characters are rolled with their own internal invisible random number generator for luck, an invisible luck statistic, kind of like in Pokemon where you get those EV stats, and I think this may be a lucky character, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got stone skin totem, and obviously throw it out there, and this will give us reduces melee damage taken by 4. So it's not exactly going to change the world. We're not exactly going to go into Orgrimmar and devastate the place just yet, but over time it is a nice damage reduction ability. So next up we've got to get Nestlewood, Alkins, and disperse the neutralizing agent. It's such a nice area to level. It's one of those areas where you don't want to level too fast because it's such a pleasure being in such a tranquil area. Kind of like the Blood Elf starting zone or the Night Elf starting zone. But you're excited to see what your character can do. Okay, so we have to get inoculated Alkins, ship parts. I don't think we've got any main bosses or anything to do yet, so we're doing pretty well. As I say, I'm using Questy Tracker, which is just a standard quest tracker. I know there are better ones out there and you can pay and get subs for, but I think we'll stick with this for now as I quite like it. I think I have to use it on this guy first, actually. That's kind of a shame. Just slaughtered an innocent Alkin, but... Now, if I remember from playing this quite some time ago, it is a little bit of a bottleneck, this area. So if there is a bit of waiting, I might just edit through it. But we'll see. There's one. Can we get it? No. I think he's been cured. So someone's been having fun here. Lovely character skins. Is that for us? Yikes, 6 for that. Just see if we can get them in a group. So one thing I did find with enhancement shamans back in the day is they scale very, very high when it comes to damage. Once the gear comes in and the talent points get set for things like attack speed, dual wielding, wind fury procs, they become an absolute powerhouse. And I do remember tanks inwardly crying because they rip threat from them. We'll see how that plays in this expansion. See how powerful they are. Usually by about 25 plus, it really kind of starts to ramp up. I think it might be wise though, once we've cleared the main quest line here and got our set of totems, at least our fire totem, to move over to Westfall and Lakeshire, as it's not going to be as much of a bottleneck. Actually, one totem that is really useful for times like this, when you are waiting for quests, for quest mobs to appear, is I think it's called Farsight Totem. So you can plant it, you can go about your business, and you can cast it and see through there to find more opportunities. I think I'll definitely have to cut away from some of this because it's way too crowded. In fact, is it worthwhile coming back in a bit? Because there is other questing areas. There are other questing areas, should I say? I think this might be a good place to camp our flag, or place our flag, and wait it out. There we go. Okay, so they are going to respawn here. I think we should just hold off here. That's got a shield already. Victory. I probably actually should have done that at the start and just waited at a certain spot. Good luck. Good luck, you poor level 3 characters trying to get those inoculated Alkin. I mean, I could terrorize players and just kind of stay here and kill them, but it's just so cruel.
The Legion's end draws near. May your days be long and your hardships...
With many of the Alkin now inoculated, we can focus on getting out of here and not have to worry about wiping out the Alkin population. Here, choose some knees. You've done good work and you deserve to be rewarded. Oh, lion strength it's got to be. Yeah, let's go for that.
Remain
Superb. The missing scout. We now have several separate confirmations of unusual activity up on the Shadow Ridge. This is disturbing. We thought that the scouting missions already undertaken had been thorough. One of my scouts hasn't reported back yet. Shaman, I need you to head southwest to the other side of Silver Line Lake and find Tolan and see what has delayed him.
Remember the lessons.
Brilliant. We'll do that. I'll just sell a few things here, and then we can carry on. I think we'll call it this episode, and I will see you in the next episode of this new Burning Crusade Shaman playthrough. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's kind of coming back to me, the old abilities and spells and the gameplay. It's not that kind of early days yet, but you can feel it starting up. And I will see you in the next episode.